guys, I'm Brienne Morris, and it's a beautiful Saturday morning here in Georgia, and I've got some soup cooking that I made yesterday that's available on my Facebook Live. You can check that out. Once again, I'm Brienne Morris, and I'm going to show you a new recipe for an apple cranberry muffin that's going to be absolutely delicious. Apples and cranberries are in season right now. And when you cook with ingredients that are in season, you always get brighter, more robust flavors. So the first thing we're going to do is put together our dry ingredients. The first ingredient is half a cup of our Body FX shake. And I'm going to use the Tropical Cream Body FX shake here. That's available on my website at briennemorris.com. So you can purchase that there. So I have half a cup of Body FX shake. I'm going to set that aside. I have a fourth of a cup of almond meal here that I'm going to add in. I'm going to try to get some of the lumps out here. You could always sift all this together. I'm going to add a teaspoon of cinnamon. On a teaspoon here. There we go. And the next ingredient that we're going to add in is 1 teaspoon of baking powder. If I can find it here. Tried to have all these ingredients laid out so you can see what goes into this. So I have half of a teaspoon of baking powder. And I'll have 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And half a teaspoon of baking soda. Sorry about that. Got it a little backwards here. So I've got 1 teaspoon of your baking powder again, and then a half of a teaspoon of baking soda. And anytime I'm doing a sweet recipe, I always add just a dash of salt just to bring out the flavor. Okay, babe. After that, we're going to start with, that's all of our dry ingredients, so we'll whisk those together really quick. And now we're going to add, set that aside, our wet ingredients. Our wet ingredients are going to start with 2/3 a cup of applesauce. Make sure that the applesauce that you're using is an unsweetened applesauce. That's really important. You don't want any extra added sugar. Now we're going to add a 1/4 of a cup of maple syrup. There we go. 1/4 of a cup of maple syrup. These are going to be really, really good. Grab a spatula here. Make sure we get all that out. To that, I have 2 tablespoons of coconut oil that I've melted and let cool. You don't want to add it in super hot. So I went ahead and melted that and just let it cool. And my oven is already preheated at 350 degrees. The next thing we're going to add in is 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Let me grab my vanilla. Here we go. Teaspoon of vanilla. Oh, and it's a brand new one, so let me get this opened up here. I think these are going to be absolutely delicious. Half a teaspoon, 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Always makes a big difference. Okay, now here in this bowl, I have 2 apples, 2 small apples, or you can use 1 large apple that is cored, peeled, and diced. I have 2 small ones, so I just did those 2. I added half a cup of cranberries that I just gave a rough chop to. If you have them thawed out of the freezer, you want to thaw them, drain them. And I have a 1/4 of a cup of walnuts that are chopped up. We're going to fold those in last. So now we're going to add our wet ingredients to the dry. These are going to be packed with protein and a great snack to have on hand. This makes about 12 large muffins. Yeah, you can help me. My husband's just got home from work. He's probably ready for me to get done with this so he can eat his chili here. Okay, so we're gonna fold these in. I'm just gonna give you a pop here what these look like. Just gonna get that all in there so you can see the beautiful colors here. I'm just gonna grab my spatula and fold this in. Now my muffin tin that I'm using, I've already put coconut oil in it just to keep it greased where it'll slide out. No, don't flip it around. It's fine like that. Thank you. So now you actually get to see it a little better now that he's come home and can help me out a little. Here you go. Now, when I'm doing a muffin or anything that I'm going to put in a muffin tin, that there's going to be individual things that are cooking separately like this, you want to use a scoop like an ice cream scoop or something that's going to be the same size so you don't have a small muffin that's getting overdone and a large muffin that's not quite done. These are going to go into the oven for about 20 to 24 minutes at 350 degrees or until a toothpick comes out clean, either way. So I'm going to get these popped in here. Let me grab, see where my ice cream scoop is here. I have no idea where it is. Somehow it's gotten lost. I don't know where my ice cream scoop is. Okay, well I can't find my ice cream scoop, so I have this little small ladle here. I'm just going to use it. So I'm just going to try to get these pretty even here and just pop them into, I think that one didn't quite get enough there. Okay. You could always add a little bit of fresh ginger to this. I think that would be a really nice bright addition to this, or you could use, I wouldn't use probably more than half of a teaspoon. If you're using it fresh, you could probably use a whole teaspoon, but if you're doing it dry, any kind of dry ingredient or herb, you may want a half when you're using it. So almost got these filled up here. My boys are gonna absolutely love these. It's gonna be great. Having some technical difficulties here, I believe. Okay. Okay, I have these about done. May have to fill up a little more here. Have a little bit left over. Now, like I said, this time of year, these are things that are in season. I like to use recipes with things that are in season. That way you get the best flavor. This is acceptable if you're on the maintenance portion of my program. And the Body FX Shake is available at briamorris.com. I'm going to pop these in for 20 to 24 minutes. And I hope you enjoy this recipe. I hope you have a wonderful day. Up here on the corner. There you go.